So yeah, guys, I don't know why that day I decided to eat 37 bean burritos from Taco Bell, but the next day I literally shed out an exact clone of myself. It was nuts. Oh shit, we're live right now. Oops.
Oh.
Okay. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the RetroWolf Podcast. I am joined today by a couple of very special guests. They're twin brothers, not identical twins in case you can't tell, but they're twin brothers. They said thankfully. They're twin brothers. They have their own YouTube channel, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. I'm joined by Eric, aka Cup of Nintendo on Instagram, and Jared, aka Retro Gaming Pandemic on Instagram, and they are both part of the YouTube channel Retro Gaming Pandemic. Gentlemen, how are you doing today? Starting with Eric.
I'm doing good. It's almost the weekend, and man, it's been a long week. Yeah, I'll cheers to that. I'm drinking, if you guys can see it, out of my, probably not because the camera's focused, but my Mario cup. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having us on, man.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. We're definitely excited to, for one, chill with you again, even if it's virtually. So we're definitely having withdrawals from our Tennessee trip.
Yeah, man.
So, that's so much fun.
Yeah, me too, dude. We had an absolute blast, and you guys have a couple of videos about that coming out on your YouTube channel in the near future. So let's go ahead and launch right into your YouTube channel. So really fast, go ahead and tell my audience, what is the Retro Gaming Pandemic YouTube channel? Just kind of explain what it's all about, what kind of videos people can expect to see on there, and how they can find it. So whichever one of you guys want to jump in.
Go for it, Eric.
So this whole idea kind of started a year ago for us. Both Jared and I grew up, obviously, together because we're twin brothers, but grew up gaming, starting with the Nintendo 64 and eventually to the Gamecube, where we just worship and praise the Gamecube every single day, pray to the Gamecube god Matt. So but a year ago, the pandemic hit, and what better time to start really diving into gaming than then? And Jared approached me with the idea of, hey, man, you've been collecting and still have a lot of our childhood gaming collection. And my brother Jared started collecting. If you haven't seen the Game Room tour, you've seen probably a huge chunk of what he's gotten over the last couple years. But he approached me about doing a YouTube channel. Kind of a big influence for us was Pixel Game Squad. I know last year a lot, my wife and I used to watch their channel just to kind of decompress from all the stuff that was going on in our real lives. So, and then Jared and I, of course, in fashion to our characters, procrastinated for the last year on a YouTube channel, and we go to Southeast Game Exchange, which was life-changing. I think a lot of people who went to that could attest to how much that convention really changed their lives in a positive way. And we met RetroWolf and Pixel Game Squad and NES Addict and Russ and everyone, man. It was awesome. And when we left there, I remember on the ride back, Jared and I called each other and we were like, we have to start this YouTube channel. Yeah. No more talking about it. It's time to start doing. And fortunately, my wife is a graphic designer, and so she was on board. And she was the reason why we went to Southeast Game Exchange. We weren't actually going to go, but Hannah pushed us to go. And so yeah, when we got back, we started filming, and it's been nonstop work since.
Nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, it's been just no nights off.
Yeah, just kind of piggybacking what Eric said. It's like it really took the convention to kind of put everything to like a reality that like, hey, we're meeting other people that are already doing YouTube and are part of the retro community. So, and they're already supporting and being super like kind to us, and we don't even have a video yet on our channel. So it was just like, I don't know, a situation we didn't want to let people down. We wanted to like come out super hard and impress everybody with the first video too. Plus, we spent a lot of money at that convention and picked up a lot of cool stuff. So we had to do a pickup video. We actually did 2 pickup videos because we got so much cool stuff.
Yeah. So what kind of videos can people expect to see on your channel?
So a little of everything, which is what I like about our channel. We started out doing the whole pickup videos and, you know, talking about like things we have like purchased in the wild and hunted for. And then eventually we kind of tested the waters with the ranking type of videos. So I did the top 5 Simpson video games. And now we're at a point where like we feel comfortable with filming and editing and kind of our workflow. So we're doing full blown just hunting like videos, telling a story and a narrative and kind of focusing on certain locations and kind of like making really like a TV show, which I'm super proud of our channel for, you know, coming right off the bat, like tackling a 20-minute hunting episode and making it interesting.
Oh, yeah. The video that comes out this Friday at 6, we go to the Columbus Toy and Game Show. It's a big toy convention. There was some retro gaming there. But I just read NES Addict's comment, 3 sexy dudes. What's up, Jay? So, hey, by the way, shout out to NES Addict real quick, because the reason why I can play Legend of Zelda, the original one on the TV behind me, is because of the top loaner that's sitting behind this chair. So thank you, Jay, for your generosity and kindness.
That was awesome.
Really appreciate it. So, but yeah, this Friday's videos, it's about retro toys. We're actually going to a Renaissance festival this weekend, and we're going to film there. Not sure if that episode's going to air or not. We're kind of going to experiment with some different filming.
We're going to have a blast. People are going to have fun watching that. I plan on buying a sword or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice. So yeah, awesome, man. So real quick, before I want to give my perspective on your YouTube channel, but before I do that, I want to do a few quick shout outs in the chat. So shout out to Jared Schultz, really nice guy, awesome supporter of the channel. Really appreciate you, Jared. If you're still watching, man, I want you to know I really appreciate all the support. Shout out to Wolfello, my silent partner in the YouTube channel. He edits the videos.
Yes.
He's a killer.
He is a killer
video editor, and he's a hilarious person. We got 8-Bit Fellow in this chat.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to 8-Bit Fellow.
He's a good friend, man. He's got a sweet Instagram page. Check him out.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely. Shout out to Robert Talon. Thank you for joining the stream, man. Shout out to Jack Green, NES Addict, Nerdy Over 30, and
hey, what's up, Nerdy?
And I got to give a special shout out to Existing Phoenix. He is a really good friend of mine that hopefully maybe next time you guys are in town, you can meet him. His name is Doug. I have known Doug for shit, Doug. I don't even know, dude. Throw in the chat how long we've known each other, man. At least over 15 years, at least. Doug's a great guy. He's actually been on the channel as well a couple of times. So shout out to Doug. And shout out to Radical's Wolf. Hope I pronounced that right.
A lot of wolves in here.
Yeah, got another wolf in the chat. That is awesome. And by the way, everybody watching, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Now, I can't promise I'm going to get to everybody's question, but here and there I will pop up a question on the stream that we can answer. So real quick, gentlemen, I want to give my perspective on your YouTube channel, okay, to the audience.
Should I grab a pen and paper for this?
Moment of truth. We've been waiting for this for a while, so I'm excited.
So I am dead serious. What I'm about to say, I'm dead serious. And you might think I'm crazy for what I'm about to say, but I'm dead serious. Okay, so here we go. Your YouTube channel, I am very confident that your YouTube channel is going to surpass my YouTube channel in subscribers. I really do feel that. And you know what? That's great. I really do feel that. Let me explain why. You guys started out right off the bat, super high quality. Everything super high quality. The production values, your on-screen presence, your audio, the content itself, the editing, everything is already through the roof. On top of that, you guys know a lot about social media. Jared, you know a lot about marketing. Jared, you're a killer editor. Eric, Hannah is a killer editor. You both, I mean, you guys have an awesome team, and I think that you've got a good formula for great success on YouTube channel. So everybody watching, check out Retro Gaming Pandemic. Seriously, they have got an amazing YouTube channel, and I am super, super, super excited to see what the future holds for their channel. If they keep going down the road that they're going and keep increasing the quality over and over for each video, their channel is going to be insane. It's going to be awesome. I mean, it's already awesome, but it's going to be even more awesome as time goes on. And we just lost.
No, I'm back. I'm back.
So
as he talks about quality,
I know, right?
Yeah. So seriously, everybody, these guys are already knocking it out of the park, and they just freaking started. They already knocked it out of the park, and I'm very, very, very thankful to know them and be friends with these guys. I mean, we became great friends right off the bat, right after we met at Siege. I think we all feel like we've known each other pretty much all our lives, even though we literally only met like 2.5 months ago or whatever it was.
Crazy.
So,
we didn't skip a beat. It went right into like brotherhood, like right off the bat, you know?
Exactly. So seriously, everybody, check out Retro Gaming Pandemic. If it's not already in the description, I will put a link to their YouTube channel in the description. It's also in the chat. And of course, you can find it probably just by searching Retro Gaming Pandemic on YouTube. You can also find them on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter handle is Retro Pandemic, and then Instagram is Retro Gaming Pandemic.
Yes,
so
sir.
Check all that out to stay connected with these awesome guys and their awesome YouTube channel. So there we go. That I have said my piece, gentlemen, and that was 100% from the heart, and I meant every fucking word of it. So cheers.
Hey, cheers to that, man.
We really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. So with that out of the way, let's see if we got any questions in the chat that we can pop up real fast before we get into.
I did see someone talk about GameCube games versus like Xbox. Like, do you think original Xbox games will go up in value like GameCube did?
Yeah. So first of all, Jack Green, I don't know what Dinkelberg means, but I kind of like saying the word Dinkelberg. I kind of want to legally change my first name to Dinkelberg Wolf. Yeah. So, all right. So Jack, yes, the answer is yes. I do think OG Xbox games will go up in price. I don't know if they're going to go up in price like the GameCube did, because there's a lot more of them out there. They're a lot more common than GameCube games, but eventually I do fully anticipate.
Let's go, baby.
That Xbox games will go up in price. There we go. Killer game right there.
Metro Republic.
Yep. And I think it's going to probably happen within the next 2 to 3 years, I would say. What do you guys think? You think Xbox games are going to go up in price?
I would say so. There's always kind of a debate. It's always kind of PS2 versus Xbox. And, you know, it's kind of known that most of the PS2 games kind of have more value right now in the market than Xbox. So if you're trying to play, you know, a game that's on the higher spectrum, you kind of always shoot for the Xbox version. But I feel like just with how things are going, you know, the PS2 games are going to keep rising in price. So it's kind of inevitable that Xbox would do the same. It's definitely, I feel like, a good investment, and I'm finding more Xbox games being harder to find in the wild, actually, especially kind of, I mean, you have games like exclusives too, like Stubbs the Zombie and games like that have just like shot up to like, you know, the 150 range for a CIV.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I honestly, I hope not. These video game prices are getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking that maybe this bubble will pop soon. I really do. I know there's a lot of we've talked about this, a lot of controversy about some of the, you know, what's going on with like graded games and everything like that, and maybe people are trying to manipulate the market a little bit. But I think it's gonna pop, man. I really do. I think these game prices are getting way too out of hand, and it's taking the fun out of it, because for you to play a game that you enjoyed growing up, you have to spend hundreds of dollars to get it. I mean, Jared, how much did you just get that Gunblade for?
I mean, that was well over $100, but
damn, it went that far up.
Yeah, already. Yeah, CIB. But the thing with Xbox though, Microsoft does a good job of doing like digital ports of
That's
like
true.
classic games. And
100%.
typically when you do like a digital port or a remaster of a game, that kind of lowers the price of the original. So that's kind of a reason why I feel like PS2 games are still higher in price.
Yeah, I think the Xbox games, the OG Xbox games that will go up in value are going to be the ones that didn't get those ports or re-releases or whatever. And there are quite a few of them that didn't get that. All right, so before we get to another question in the chat, it's time to make a huge announcement about the podcast. Huge announcement.
Drum roll.
And it actually concerns these two fine gentlemen that you see on the screen here, Eric and Jared. So let me give you a little background first. For the longest time, I've actually I've been doing this podcast for a while now. I used to do it pre-recorded. I started doing it live. This is the third time. This is the third live show. And I actually like doing it live a lot better. It's more enjoyable. I think it flows better. But for the longest time, I've wanted to have one or more co-hosts to join me in the podcast. That way, if I ever have a hard time getting a guest, I can still do a solo show and it not just be me. Or when I do have a guest, I'll have more people to help me keep the conversation going and come up with more questions for whatever guest we have on the podcast. So I've wanted to have co-hosts for a while. And the big announcement that I'm making right here, live on this podcast, is that Eric and Jared have graciously agreed to be the co-hosts on the RetroWolf podcast. And I am super, super, super excited to have these guys join the show. They're going to be great co-hosts. I have no doubt of that. I mean, I wouldn't pick just anybody to join this show with me. I would only pick somebody I trust and people that I know are capable of doing it. And I trust these guys, and I have no doubt that they're going to do a great job. So Eric and Jared, welcome to the RetroWolf podcast as the first official hosts.
Yes.
Co-hosts.
Thank you.
The podcast.
Yeah, thank you. We're very excited. And when Eric kind of shared the information to me, and he's like, "Hey, do you guys want to, are you down to co-host?" No questions asked. Right off the bat, I'm like, "Heck yeah, let's do it." Yeah, we were very honored. So thank you.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I chuckled a bit. I saw Riff from Pixel Game Squad's comment of canceled, they offend me. So and we'll do our best. We'll do our best, Matt, to not get you canceled.
Dude, do I look like somebody who's fucking worried about getting canceled?
I'm just gonna stay quiet a lot of the times when I have opinions. Let's stick to video games and not politics. And
cancel culture can only cancel you if you let it cancel you. Or if you do something extremely, extremely bad.
Right.
Which I have no intention of doing, and I know you guys don't either. But fuck cancel culture. I'm just saying it right now on the RetroWolf Podcast Live. I don't care what anybody thinks about cancel culture if they agree with it. All right, we're not going to get into this today, gentlemen. Let's change.
Oh, we can though.
I mean, Riff just has issued a challenge to offend him more.
Riff.
Where
buddy.
can I see these comments? I feel like I'm just in the private. Oh, okay.
Riff, next time me and you are together in person, it's going to be my personal goal to offend you in some way. I'm gonna figure out a way to offend you, Riff. I'm gonna see if I can make
Chrono triggered. I love it.
Let's pop up another question real fast. This is a quick question that we can knock out. Anyone playing Eastward for the Switch? This is Robert.
Oh man.
Now I am not, but I want to. The game looks freaking amazing. So I'm definitely hyped to check it out. But I'm probably gonna wait and see if they do a physical release of it. Which I'm pretty sure that this game is going to get a physical release at some point, whether it's Limited Run Games or somebody else. Are you guys familiar with Eastward?
100%, man. I just watched the trailer during work today, and it looks incredible. I wish you could see, like, over here. I have a pretty not matte level Switch collection, but it's growing. It's getting there. So yeah, I'm stoked. I really hope we do get a physical version though.
Yeah, I do too. Jared, after this podcast, dude, look up a trailer for Eastward. It really looks amazing.
I only play games that are physical releases though, so I'll have to
listen to him.
That's a lie. You just got Cruis'n Blast digital download.
Listen to Jared. I only play games that are physical.
I only play limited run releases.
So yeah, Robert, Eastwood looks awesome. I definitely plan on checking it out. Let me get caught up with the chat here.
Somebody's legs are a little.
Jay, I can answer. So, Jay, they could not fix the top loader, but they took it in as a trade. So I was able to get more NES games, but I traded also, and this will be a video, by the way. I filmed all of it. It's called Eric Gets a Top Loader episode. But I traded in my entire DVD collection along with the top loader, and I was able to get a very nice collection of games.
Eric had the
it.
entire series of that show, The OC, and he was very he felt bad about selling the whole series, but he did. If you guys remember,
hey man, don't hate on the OC. That was a great show.
You know what?
We used to watch it together.
We did watch it all.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I watched it too whenever I was younger. I never finished it, but I did watch it. And I did enjoy it. I probably wouldn't now, but back then I enjoyed it. Real fast, shout out to Gingerbeard, the gaming dad Hartley, for joining the stream, and shout out to the almighty Pixel Game Squad. Always awesome to see Pixel Game Squad.
Riff just named the actual title of the episode.
Eric gets a top boner.
It's ironic too because my wife is editing that episode.
Well, how appropriate then?
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
All right. It's getting a little hot in here, gentlemen. No, just kidding. All right. So before we get into any more questions in the chat, I always start the podcasts out with this after introductions and all that good stuff. I want to know what video games we're all playing, and we'll start with Eric, and we'll go clockwise. So Eric, what video games are you currently playing?
Now I regret not leaving this in because literally before this podcast, I switched it out for Zelda, but I'm playing Star Tropics right now, man. I saw a few weeks ago Russ Lyman do a live stream of it, and I watched the entire thing, and I was like, this game looks like Zelda took a summer vacation. It's right up my alley. And Jared and I went hunting the other day and didn't film. It was the first time we went hunting that we weren't filming, and it was nice. It was relaxing.
I think we actually did film. Didn't we?
I don't remember, man. Every day blurs now when you start a YouTube channel. So
very true.
But yeah, I picked up Star Tropics, so I'm playing Star Tropics on the top loader. And then on the Switch, I started playing Tales of Vesperia per Matt's recommendation. I've barely scratched the surface of that game, though, so don't ask me about it just yet. And then Matt and I, also on the Switch, have been going back and forth and playing Chess Ultra. I saw this game reviewed by 8-Bit Eric, and
hold on. Did you just say 8-Bit Eric?
I thought you said egg bit.
8-Bit Eric. Sorry, Eric. I just I did a disservice to a fellow Eric out there. But Matt and I have been playing. When we went and visited him in Tennessee, I picked up a Super Mario chess set, and Matt and I played. Matt actually taught me how to play because I've never played before. So, and I'm hooked. So we've been playing. I've been getting my ass kicked by Matt every single day. He does not go easy on you whatsoever. And yeah, he talks a lot of shit too. So
nice. Real quick before Jared tells what games he's been playing. Thank you, Pixel Game Squad, for the $2 donation. Really appreciate that, man.
Yes, Riff, thank you.
New host hype.
Go check them out.
Eric
NES Pursuit.
Jaredness. Yes, definitely check NES Pursuit out, or and Pixel Game Squad, the channel, which is where you can find NES Pursuit. But you can also find it on Amazon Prime too, right?
Yeah.
Sneaky D, if you don't mind, throw Pixel Game Squad YouTube channel link in the comments, as well as NES Addict YouTube channel link and Nerdy Over 30 YouTube channel link. If you don't mind, please, sir. But yeah, shout out to Pixel Game Squad. Jared, what games have you been playing? Let's hear it.
That's a great question. So definitely the new cruising game for Switch.
Is it fun, dude?
Oh, it's so fun. The levels are crazy too, and it still has that kind of like arcades. It's perfect, man. It's so much fun. The graphics are really good. So highly recommend. And then I just got a Nintendo Wii, so that's been kind of my main console right now.
You can waggle your Wii around.
Every single day. Every single day. I have a
all right, guys.
Pink Wii controller too. So, but yeah, I've been playing a lot of Nintendo Wii. So, Ghost Squad and the Resident Evils, and then House of Deads. That's kind of all the on the rail shooters.
Yeah, invite me over to play some of these, man. You keep talking about it, but
yeah, whenever
they're multiplayer games.
They are. I like to play alone though. I'm a loner. I'm joking.
Oh,
but yeah. So shout out to the Nintendo Wii. I definitely slept on that console. So
100%.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait for you to continue your Nintendo Wii journey, man, because there's so many great games on the Wii. And my recommendation to you, Jared, would be to at some point upgrade to a Wii U, because you can still play all of your Wii games on the Wii U, and then you can also play Wii U games.
Yeah, that's so. I guess the reason why I wanted a Wii is because you can play
NES Addict.
You can play GameCube games on it. So
that's true. That's true.
So yeah, I like my Wii's in my living room, so it's like having a GameCube too, which is nice because I don't have a RetroWolf GameCube collection, but mine's decent. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
I could have sworn when we were there, I saw you put in your pocket a few of those GameCube games, man. Matt, I don't know if you've done a count.
I thought they were gifts. I didn't know.
Hey,
yeah,
listen.
that Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire box one definitely was a gift, right?
Hey, listen, man. If you saw what happens with my GameCube collection off camera, you might not want to be my friends anymore. It gets a little crazy.
I was wondering why the cases I stole were a little sticky, but I just kind of ignored it and put it in my book bag.
Yeah, well, wait, stole? Did you just say stole? Listen, I would notice if any of my games were missing, and I would like Liam Neeson. What does he say? And taken, I'll find you.
Yeah,
dude, I can't even remember. But
considering where I live, it wouldn't be too hard.
This is off topic, but how badass was that scene in Taken when he gets on the phone and he says that famous line to the bank?
and he says, I have a particular set of skills.
Yes.
And that to me is my favorite part of that line.
Yes. God, I love that movie, man. That movie's awesome. Shout out to Jorgogo. My friend Jorgogo also has an awesome YouTube channel, people. Go check out Jorgogo's channel, Sneaky D. We'll throw a link to that in the chat. So what have I been playing? You guys know I'm always playing a fucking GameCube game, right? So I've been playing Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix for an episode of GameCube Gallery.
Oh man.
So I've been doing a lot of dancing, and you know what? I enjoy that game. It's fun. It's hard. It's a workout. It really is. But it's fun. And that episode of GameCube Gallery is going to be absolutely batshit crazy. We're going to make that one very funny.
I can't wait.
It's going to be a serious review, but it's also going to be filled with comedy and just insane stuff. So I can't wait to share that with everybody. Also, for the October episode of GameCube Gallery, this is a RetroWolf Podcast exclusive because I haven't announced this game yet. This is going to be the October episode of GameCube Gallery. Is going to be on Eternal Darkness Sanity Requiem. So I've been playing
one of the best.
I'm like 5 hours into it, and holy shit, I'm loving that game. I've played it before, but I only played it for about an hour. But now I'm really digging into it, and I understand why so many people love that game. It's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be the October episode of GameCube Gallery, and I've also been playing. What else have I been playing? I've been playing chess with Eric, of course, as he talked about earlier. I took a break from Yakuza Like a Dragon. I took a break from that, but I'm going to jump back on that soon. That's one of those games that I feel like you can.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Where's your progress at with Knights of the Old Republic? Where are you with that game?
I'm still only like 2 hours into it.
Oh my god!
I kind of fell off of it. I'm gonna get back on it, but I kind of felt bad for starting it whenever I haven't even finished Yakuza Like a Dragon yet. So, so I'm going to try to finish.
Game.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to finish Yakuza Like a Dragon, and then I'm going to go back and finish Knights of the Old Republic. But yeah, I mean, really, all I've been playing lately is Dance Dance Revolution, Mario Mix, and Eternal Darkness. So that's kind of been my.
I'm just picturing you playing DDR, and I cannot wait to see footage of you playing DDR.
Dude, Jared, you won't have to picture it much longer, man.
It's
going down, dude, and it's going down in a way that you'll never see coming. Trust me.
Oh my gosh.
Let me ask. I don't know if you played the original DDR. Right? We used to play it. Jared didn't, but my friends in high school, we used to go to like the arcade and play it. But is the Mario mix one like Mario theme music, or is it like the same track?
So it is a combination. It's mostly Mario themed music, but they also throw some classical songs in as well, like some old school classical songs, and they kind of like a mix, a different version, a remix of some classical songs. But it is mostly songs from the Mario universe remixed, and the music is awesome. It's really good.
I bet.
Not only that, the gameplay is not just straight up dancing. When you play story mode, there's actually some unique gameplay mechanics they throw in that are really match the Mario aesthetics of the game. For example, there's a few levels you play where you'll have arrows coming up as normal, but you'll also have Koopa Troopas coming up.
Oh, sick.
And when you and you have to step on the right arrow to stomp on the Koopa Troopa. The first time you stomp on it, it goes into its shell, it moves down a little bit, and then immediately moves back up, and you got to step on it a second time. So stuff like that's really unique.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. So that's what we're all playing. Let's jump to a few questions in the chat real fast. Let me scroll up just a little bit and see if I can catch some of the ones that we missed. Let's see. Ooh, that's a hard question. I don't know if I want to tackle that one.
Oh no.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna throw it up.
Let's go, man.
30 asks, what are each of your favorite video games?
This is easy.
Let's try to keep this one brief if we can, but we'll start with Eric and go clockwise. So.
Yeah, I'm already. See, this is a benefit from sitting next to some of your games because I can just reach up. You already know what it is, man.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm trying to make it so that you can see it and not have light reflected. But Persona 5, man, this game was incredible. It's I love Japanese role-playing games. And it was the best one I've ever played. I put over 120 hours into the game and barely it felt like scratched the surface. Didn't even get the bonus ending. So if you haven't checked it out and you love JRPGs, definitely go play Persona 5. The game is incredible. It's an RPG. The Persona series in general is just completely different than like your Final Fantasy basic, JRPG format. So it's an incredible game.
Nice. Jared, hit us with it.
My favorite video game, I have to say Earthbound. I know that might sound a little bit cliche, but it's definitely a very special game, and the whole Mother.
It's cliche.
Franchise. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm a cliche guy, so but yeah, the Mother franchise is definitely up there. And then I really like beat 'em up, so I gotta say either River City Ransom or the Streets of Rage series.
Nice. Oh man, you know what? I can't I'm just gonna throw a couple. I'm just gonna throw like the first couple that pop into my head.
Pick one, Matt. Come on.
So of course I gotta say Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 has been one of my favorite games of all time since I played it when it initially released on the GameCube. It's also the first Resident Evil game I ever played. Well, not the first Resident Evil game I ever played, but it's the first Resident Evil game I played without running away like a scared little bitch. It's the first Resident Evil game I ever beat, that's for sure. But I loved it. I still love it to this day. I probably beat it like 30 times on various consoles, and I'm going to be beating it more soon. I've probably beat Resident Evil 4 more than my own. Wait,
I was gonna say what? He's saying beat a lot here.
Hey, it's coming to the Oculus soon too, I believe.
Dude, and I am on board for that. I am going to be playing the shit.
Matt's all about the VR stuff.
Yeah, dude, I love VR. And then I gotta say,
it was a joke.
Yeah, I gotta say, Zelda Breath of the Wild too. I gotta throw that out there.
Oh yeah,
absolutely one of my favorite video games of all time. And I could keep going, but you know what? I'm just going to end it there. And let's move on to another question real fast. And that's from 8-Bit Fellow. What is the greatest game you've ever found in the wild? I'm going to start this one off, and we'll go counterclockwise this time. So I'd say the best game I've ever found in the wild in terms of rarity and the deal that I got for it would have to be Go-Go Hyper Grind on the GameCube. I found it at a retail retro game store. As a matter of fact, it's that retro game store that I took you guys to where Randy was. This was before he owned it. But yeah, I found a
Yeah.
copy of Go-Go Hyper Grind on the GameCube, which is one of the rarest GameCube games, one of the most expensive GameCube games. It was on the shelf for $5.
Yeah, that's
Oh
a
wow,
steal.
man, that's the
And
magic number.
Yeah, so he definitely messed up on that. And do I feel guilty? No. It's he's supposed to price his own games. It's a damn game store. So that's probably the greatest game I've ever found in the wild. That is if you count a retro game store as the wild, which I do.
Yeah,
Not
for sure.
everybody does.
For sure.
Jared, hit us with it.
Yeah, that for one, 8-bit fella. This is a great question.
Yeah.
So I would say definitely one of the more rare games that I found in the wild. Similar kind of story to Matt. I'm at a retro game store and kind of like the middle of nowhere in like Pataskala or something, which is like a rural area of Columbus. And I found Punisher for the Sega Genesis. It was the loose cartridge, but it's the authentic cart. But it was priced at like $15. So
did the guy sniff the game?
He did not sniff the game. He licked the game, though, which I thought was really interesting. But yeah, so Punisher, Sega Genesis, it's an amazing beat 'em up. It's been on my hit list for a long time. So to pick that up for $15, I think the cart alone is well over $100 now, if not even more. So yeah, that was a really cool pickup for me. So go check out Punisher.
Yeah, and the reason why I said the sniffing comment was that I think it was at Siege where Gaming Off the Grid and you, Matt, found Punisher and the guy sniffed it.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if you put that in a video or not, but that's hilarious.
Yeah,
okay.
It's in my Siege recap.
8-bit fella, $15, dude. No lie, such a steal. I got out of that game store so fast because I didn't want him to like look it up and change his mind on the price. So I literally I stopped what I was doing. I'm like, okay, checkout time.
Yep.
Yeah. So to me, I mean, I'm a little more newer than Matt and Jared is to the retro stuff outside of what I've held on to from our childhood and JRPGs, because pretty much any JRPG I see, I pick up. To me, probably I'll go 2 here. At Southeast Game Exchange for the Switch, I got Sonic Mania Plus Edition. I've been looking for that game everywhere. Now, I'm not talking about your basic standard Sonic Mania. The Plus one came with 2 extra characters in it, and it's very hard to find. You can find the standard one pretty much anywhere for dirt cheap, but this one was, I literally went into Siege and I said to Jared, I'm looking for Sonic Mania Plus, and I found it, and I got it for $60. And then I saw it on day 2 of Siege for $80. So I was really happy about that. And then Legend of Dragoon for the PlayStation. I got that in the wild. I did not get a good deal on it. I got market value for it. But when I was a kid, I had the demo disc of Legend of Dragoon, and my parents would never buy me the full game because they were like, you don't need it. So owning it now as an adult is that much more satisfying because I was deprived of that as a kid. Thanks, Mom and Dad. So those would be my 2, I would say.
Very nice. Very nice. We got a quick question here from Existing Phoenix, my friend Doug. This is probably geared more towards me and Eric, but Jared, by all means, if you have one to throw in. He says, hey, since there's more than Matt here, name a few good RPGs for the Switch that are worth playing. I'm looking for something new to play on the Switch. So, Doug, I'm going to throw out a game called Bug Fables. Bug Fables is a fantastic RPG, and it's basically a clone of old school Paper Mario games. It plays and looks aesthetically just like Paper Mario games. Same type of humor, art style, gameplay. It's basically a Paper Mario spiritual successor. So I would recommend Bug Fables for sure. What you got, Eric?
Yeah, sorry, I had to look at my collection real quick to see what I had because I'm like, oh man, there's so many games. But for me, I'm going with this is definitely an RPG, so don't hate me in the comments before I say this here. But Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth.
This man. I'm just joking.
Yeah. And actually I got it for free because of a GameStop error. They messed up my order, and no one ended up charging me for it. So, but it's in the world of Digimon, and the Switch version comes with like I think the first and second game, but it plays like an RPG, kind of like Pokemon, but you're collecting Digimon, and similar to like a Persona game, you're actually fusing Digimon together to create new Digimon and more powerful Digimon. The game's freaking awesome. It's so much fun. Even if you're not a big Digimon fan, it's a great RPG to play. I definitely recommend it on the Switch, and it's not that expensive too. You can find it for pretty cheap.
Nice. Cool. So there you go, Doug. There's a few games for you to check out, man. All right. So before we get into any more questions from the chat, I have a question for you guys. We'll start with Jared. Okay. Jared, tell the audience what sort of things you collect in your game room and why.
Okay. Well, if anybody watched the game room tour, that RetroWolf, did my camera just go off? Hold on. Okay, I'm back.
He's back.
I'm back. So, yeah, if you watch the game room tour, or you can kind of see in the background here, I have a Simpsons shrine literally right behind me. So I'm obsessed with the Simpsons. I have Bart here just chilling. I have literally a crusty pillow right here, and then so Simpsons everywhere. So I would say, to answer that question, anything the Simpsons I'm obsessed with, and the reason for that is because Eric and I haven't been watching The Simpsons our whole entire lives. We're 31 years old. We've literally been watching it for 31 years. I mean, ever since we were babies. Like, my dad started watching it, season 1 when it aired in 1989. Mm-hmm. We were born literally within weeks of The Simpsons airing its first actual episode on Fox. So just growing up, it's always been a part of our family. So I'm obsessed. Yeah, I'm just obsessed with The Simpsons. It's like a type of show I just put on every day, all the time, just to relax and calm down. It's always kind of my background choice when I'm editing videos for YouTube. Just because I like listening to Homer and Bart and all the chaos and the jokes. So Simpsons, there's so much memorabilia. So I mean, anybody watching right now, definitely check out the Simpsons top 5 video that we did for our channel. I got a lot of good recommendations of some games to play if you're into the Simpsons.
For sure. Anything else you want to talk about that you collect, man?
Yeah, I mean, so I love
everything.
Michael Jordan. Yeah, everything. So as you can see, I have a Michael Jordan tattoo, like a detailed portrait, kind of going back to my childhood in the 90s. Huge Michael Jordan fan. He was kind of my hero growing up. So, and to me, he's kind of the epitome of the 90s. He's that 90s icon. He's influenced so much in the entertainment world and sports and everything. So I love rare Michael Jordan memorabilia. He's got some actually pretty cool video games too that I would check out, and then Space Jam. So
yeah,
hell yeah, very cool, man. And Jared's collection is epic. If you guys want to see his collection, like he mentioned earlier, I did a game room tour of his collection. Sneaky D or AKA Wolfellows, threw that. I call him Sneaky D, but it's Wolfellow, threw that in the chat. So if you ever want to check that out, go check it out, and then make sure you go check out Retro Gaming Pandemic's YouTube channel as well if you haven't already. Eric, what sort of things do you collect and why?
Oh man, to me, if you follow me on Instagram at all, the obvious is amiibo figures. And truthfully, my amiibo obsession has been relatively recent. Well, at least probably a year or so ago. The first amiibo I bought was Joker from Persona 5, the Smash Bros. Series, and from there I've just been addicted, man, and I can't stop buying them. And to me, I think that amiibo figure collection stems from, I'm a huge diehard anime fan. And my wife and I, we used to go to anime conventions before they all got, canceled because of the pandemic. And her and I collected anime figures together. I have a glass display case over here full of anime figures from every convention we've been to, and I've been going to them for probably 20 years. And so that's another thing I collect, but the amiibo obsession kind of developed from that, just because the quality of anime figures and amiibos is really top notch. There's a
Mhm.
lot of figures and stuff out there that are really, really just bad, but I think amiibo and anime stuff, they always look real bright and colorful. And I like to photograph them, and I throw them up on Instagram. So those are two big things of my collection. Right now, though, I have like a few shelves that are just of randomness. I'm trying to organize them, but right now I'm kind of trying to collect Mario figures. I should have been in our video tomorrow. You're going to see I passed on these like these vintage Mario figures that were sealed, but the guy wanted like $60 a figure on it. And I don't even know, Jared, were they like from the 80s or something? They looked pretty
they were they were part of like the 89 like launch of just like Mario toys, but they're super small. I have a few of them loose on my shelf, but to see it sealed, they are in great condition too.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing I'm collecting are board games.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge board game fan. Before the pandemic, we had weekly game night. We had weekly Magic the Gathering night. We played Dungeons and Dragons. So I love board games. I know that was one thing when I found out Matt was a big board gamer as well. I knew we were going to head it off from there. So while we were visiting Tennessee, I picked up a bunch of Mario board games, and I just got Legend of Zelda Monopoly Collector's Edition for $5. $5 complete. The game has never been used before. Jared and I were actually taking the top loader in for that trade. And there's a board game bar / cafe next door to it. And they were doing a $5 board game sale for charity. And I picked up that. Jared got this like Uncanny X-Men like 1990s board game that looks, Matt, we got to send you photos of it. It looks incredible. Man. And we got all this stuff for $5, man. So
nice.
That's
and
another
thing.
And
the $5 went to charity.
Win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Retro gaming pandemic gives back. Just know that.
Very nice, man. And Eric, you might also be starting to turn into a NES game collector, huh? Right?
Oh man, I've been going hard, and to Jared's point with that, he was telling me, NES is fun to collect because you can get stuff dirt cheap. You can get a lot of the games for $5-10, and when I hear that, my bank account loves me for that, especially after Southeast Game Exchange. I'm still kind of recovering from that. So yeah, I've been going hard, man. I got a handful of games so far. I'm hoping to get more, and honestly, I'm just going to keep buying NES games until I don't have any new ones to buy.
To 8-Bit Fellows point to, like, these cartridges last forever, like, that's the 100%. Best part about it. It's not like it's a disc that could get scratched or like snap in half. I mean, literally, like you just literally need some isopropyl and some, Q-tip. And I mean, even if something's wrong with the board, like, I mean, you just clean it and it just works. I mean, we've all opened up plenty of NES carts and it's literally just the board. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a small little board. That's it.
Yep.
I'm definitely more of a cartridge fan over discs.
Oh,
and
me too.
that's why with my disc games, I'm kind of limiting it to RPGs only right now and trying to stick more to just buying cartridge games. That's why I love Nintendo, man, because they're still cranking out cartridges in 2021. So
yeah. I'm glad that you mentioned that about cartridges because, discs are kind of boring because they're all the same size. Discs typically don't have cool.
Here I know where he's going.
And they're prone to failure. They have a lot of issues, but cartridges are amazing. They look great on a shelf. They usually have fantastic art. Like 8-Bit Fellow said, they last forever pretty much. They come in all different shapes and sizes. Yeah, man, cartridges are just awesome, dude. I wish gaming companies could figure out a way to still do cartridges in a way that's cheap from a business point of view that's, cheap to manufacture and can compete with the speed of discs. I wish cartridge technology could evolve to where we could have cartridges instead of discs, because I think it would be better. It would just be better all around, because of the main reason being because they're more durable and they last longer.
Yeah. Having said that, the way the trend is going with video games, it's like they're trying to get away from physical media and go digital. So to create a cartridge that potentially could be, because I mean, even discs are kind of, essentially everything's becoming more digital anyway. So discs are becoming obsolete.
Hey, and this is where I thought you were taking this, Matt. You know what's not the same size of all the other discs? The Nintendo GameCube.
Yeah, boy. Those cute little motherfuckers. I love GameCube discs, man. Yeah, dude. I love GameCube discs so much that sometimes I just put a few GameCube discs as toppings on my pizza and I just eat those motherfuckers, dude. I'm not even joking. I'm going to make a video about it one day. I'm going to eat a pizza covered in GameCube discs.
I would love to
I might
that.
die in the video. I might die in the video by either choking on a GameCube disc, or the shards of the crunched up GameCube disc might rip my throat up as I'm swallowing
At least you die eating what you love. And that's
exactly, dude. I'm going to die with a smile on my face and
it's
a
poetic
stiffy.
Justice.
Exactly. Oh, to those of you watching the stream, I apologize. I'm a little crazy, people, in case you haven't figured it out by now. So cool, man. Let's see if there's any other questions in the chat. Oh yeah. A few quick shout outs. Shout out to my boy Steve Craig, Retro Games. Steve, I don't know if you're still in the stream, dude, but thank you for popping in. And Eric and Jared, you guys, I don't think you guys got a chance to meet Steve Craig, Retro Games at Siege. So we'll have to fix that at Siege in 2022. Really awesome guy. He's got a really cool YouTube channel. Fellow, if you don't mind throwing Steve Craig Retro Games YouTube channel link in the comments, I would.
Is he going to Midwest Gaming Classic?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Steve, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong if you're still in. But I don't believe he is. Not that I know of, anyways. Also, shout out to, and I'm gonna pop this one up on the screen. Let me see if I can pronounce this. Roald Vanosh. I'm going to say Roald Vanosh. Shout out to Roald Vanosh. I own a single amiibo, the Loftwing.
It's a good one.
Very nice. Very nice.
UPS lost mine and I had to go reseller market.
Yeah,
And now they're everywhere.
Yep. So what lesson did you learn, Eric? Let's hear it.
The lesson I learned was don't trust UPS.
And don't buy from scalpers.
Yep.
That's the other lesson.
Yeah.
If we would all stop buying from scalpers would almost cease to exist.
That 100% true on that. So
be part of the solution, Eric. Don't be part of the problem.
Be patient.
Okay? But I mean, there may be some situations where the only way you can get said item is to buy it from a scalper, and that sucks. I hate that happens, but
yeah. We'll see if that Metroid Dread twin pack, if it goes the same path as Loftwing or not. That I am going to show patience on and wait.
Yeah. So, Jared,
yes,
you recently got into a new console that you had never really experienced before. And that console is the Nintendo Wii. So tell us about that, man. So what made you want to get into the Wii, and what has your experience been so far with playing with your Wii?
Yeah, playing with my Wii. So actually, one of my really good friends kind of gifted me a CIB Wii. First off, I got it as a gift, which is awesome. And like I said, originally I was kind of interested because I wanted a GameCube in my living room. Because I love playing GameCube games. There's so many good titles, but to have kind of a new console like the Wii also was a benefit. But then I started watching like some Metal Jesus Rocks videos and some of your Hidden Gem videos. And I think Gaming Off the Grid, I checked out some of their Wii videos as well. And I started seeing all these like kind of arcade classics, these on the rail shooters that I used to play in arcades, at the movie theaters and whatnot. Especially like the House of Dead franchise too, which is one of my favorites. So that definitely, the whole motion aspect of the console caught my interest, and the fact that literally you can get a plastic gun and put the Wii controller in it, and it literally is the closest thing to an arcade experience having a home console that I can think of.
Yeah.
So that caught my interest, and I started kind of acquiring some of these games like House of Dead and Resident Evil and Gunblade New York, and I'm having a blast. It's so much fun. It, like Eric said, like a lot of these games are co-op too. So to have a group of people just kind of like play some classic arcade games with these accessories, I love it, man. It's a blast. It's definitely becoming one of my more favorite consoles.
Very nice, man. Very nice. And yeah, Jared, I need to send you some. I need to text you some more recommendations that like games that I have in my own collection. I do have another Wii Hidden Gems video coming out this Sunday, actually, Jared. So stay tuned for that, man. I'm covering 5 more, 5 Wii Hidden Gems that are all less than $7 each, too. So
there you go, Jared.
Yeah,
hey, that's the type of budget I need right now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you could literally buy all 5 of these games for less than $50. They're on the cheap for now. So yeah, awesome, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying the Wii, and I hope that dude, you should really make a video about it. Once you've played some more Wii games, you should make a video about it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've been thinking of some ranking video ideas, and I think Wii being so new, kind of in my life, that would actually be really interesting. So
yeah, I would be, dude. I would totally be on board for watching you play with your Wii on YouTube, man.
I'm sure the whole world would.
I was gonna say you could do a 10 ways I play with my Wii video, kind of like pay homage to Matt's how I use my GameCube video. So
actually, Eric, you could come over and we can play with my Wii together.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hard pass for me, man.
Yeah. I mean, you can play a game where you have to pass the Wiimote around, so you can grab Jared's Wiimote and play with it, and then you can grab it. Okay, this is starting to get a little weird, guys. Let's move on to
play Warriors Shake It Up or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Which, by the way,
awesome
play
game.
That game.
I've been playing it. Oh,
dude,
yeah, I've been playing it.
Right?
It's an amazing platformer. Wario Shake It Up is so good.
Yeah,
so
man.
good.
Dude, it makes me happy to hear you say that, because, dude, I never hear anybody talk about that game ever.
Oh, it's going on my Hidden Gem video for sure. My top,
awesome.
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah,
so.
And it's kind of crazy to consider a Wario game a hidden gem, but it is, because nobody talks about it.
Yeah,
I feel like people don't even know it exists.
People love party games, so the WarioWare franchise kind of takes the shine.
Yeah, that's true.
We used to play as kids, Jared. What was it, like Wario Land or
Wario Land?
Yeah, the Game Boy, man, and that game was amazing.
Yeah, dude, it really was.
Well, Shake It Up's very similar, so
yeah, and a great game on the GameCube. Let me grab it real quick.
Oh, Matt's wearing pants. We were taking bets if everyone was going to be wearing pants or not.
Wario World, dude, on the GameCube.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Awesome 3D platformer. I did an episode of GameCube Gallery on it if you want to learn more about it. But, dude, Wario World, awesome game. And it's a pretty short game, too. You can beat it pretty quick, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun packed in a small package. So, definitely check out Wario World.
8-bit fella said he found Shake It sealed for $2. That's crazy.
Very nice. Very nice.
Good pickup.
That is a good pickup. So Eric, similar question for you, man.
Yeah.
You also recently started a new console, which you've played before. I'm sure you've played games from the console before, but you haven't really dug into the library a whole lot, right? And that console is the NES. So how did that come about? And kind of tell me your experience with the NES so far.
Yeah, so I mean, our first time playing NES was at our babysitter's house. Jared and I were born in '89, so we kind of came into more of the N64. But our babysitter had NES, and I remember we used to play Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt together. But outside of that was kind of my NES experience until recently getting the top loader, and I am loving it. For starters, I've already put the dog bone in my top 3 controllers of all time. It is ridiculously comfortable, man. That design it feels natural. It feels great in your hands. So, but I'm loving it, man. Video games back in the day were harder. I mean,
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
You don't really know until you play an NES game like
Mhm.
how spoiled you are as a gamer in 2021 with everything. I mean, they literally just drop you in and you just start playing and have to figure things out. There's no tutorials. There's no save feature wherever. So if you die, you might have to backtrack a little bit. So man, I am loving it. I've been playing. I'm playing Star Tropics right now, but I've also Jared gifted me. He gifted me Final Fantasy.
Wait, hold on, Eric. I think we lost your webcam. Jared, are you seeing the same thing on your end?
I'm not seeing him. I'm hearing him, and we're talking about me being a great brother and gifting him something. Of course, the video drops.
Yeah. It says EOS webcam utility.
The battery died. It's not charging.
Technical difficulties, folks. No worries. We'll get this figured out. In the meantime,
so yes, I gifted Eric Final Fantasy. There we go.
Hey, yeah, sorry, man. My DSLR just died on me, man.
That's all right.
So yeah, I have some more batteries on the way. I honestly, I was thinking it would charge via USB. I read on Canon's site it should, but I'll have to figure that one out.
So here's my recommendation to you, man. Buy a dummy battery. A dummy battery is a battery with a cord hooked to it, and it allows you to plug it up to a wall. So it allows you to plug your camera up to a wall. With that's how I've got mine hooked up right now.
So fair warning, I'm using my DSLR also, and I was under the impression it charges via USB. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, I seriously looked up today on Canon's support forums, and they said if you leave your battery in and plug via the USB cable, that it will charge the battery. But apparently, maybe I have something set up in my settings or something. I'll have to play around. But yeah, man, I'm playing Final Fantasy right now on the NES, and it's a lot different than obviously the more recent Final Fantasies. So it's a lot harder, a lot more grinding. Like, I started in and got my ass kicked. And so I've been just like grinding in that game. Like I haven't even really progressed the story because I'm just leveling up. But I love it, man. It's just it's so much fun. It's simple, but at the same time, it's a lot more harder as well. So
well, keep in mind, like when the NES came out, like these developers didn't have any other reference to like the difficulty level of games because games didn't exist, essentially. So no one really knew what people's kind of human capabilities were, solving puzzles and beating bosses. So and also like some of the issues with like saving games and saving your state. I mean, there's a lot of games. You die, you start at the beginning, and that's that. There's no passwords or batteries built in where you can save progress. So that's why a lot of them are very difficult. Plus, I mean, some of these are all these are 8-bit games, so they can be a little choppy regardless.
Yeah, I mean, looking at like Metroid for the NES, man, like you die, they give you that little password at the end of it where you can get your power-ups and stuff that you unlock, but you start from the scratch and have to keep going. So but it's to be honest, I appreciate a lot more because like I said, I think games today are just spoiling people. And it's all about graphics and visual experiences, but the gameplay itself, they kind of hold your hand the entire way, and it takes away from me the experience. And that's why going back and playing these retro games, I think it is refreshing because they really are like, they just toss you in and they're like, go figure things out on your own. We're not going to hold your hand. So
yeah, it's an experience, man. And it's always funny whenever you see, and I don't know if you guys have had this experience or not, but whenever you see somebody younger that's used to playing modern day games and then you sit them down and try to have them play an NES game, they do not last very long. Their patience just goes out the window, dude. It's always funny to see that because, back in the day, you would get a game on the NES and that would be the game you're probably going to be playing for the next month or two, unless you're rich and, your parents can buy you a bunch of games.
Right.
You're probably going to be playing the shit out of that game and just mastering it pretty much, which is what happened back in the day. Like my brothers, for example, my brothers got Ninja Gaiden on the NES, and They basically mastered the game. My brother Bobby was able to beat that game without dying. He was able to no death run it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he was able to no death run Contra as well. Because I mean,
that's wild.
Yeah, I mean that's what you did
wild.
back in the day. You know, you had a game and you just played the shit out of it.
Yeah, to go with your point, Wolf, like video games were so new back in like the mid to late 80s. So like families never budgeted the cost of a video game as entertainment for their home because it didn't exist. So like you're putting this whole new kind of like spectrum of like an entertainment system inside a household, and it's just not normal yet. So like, you know, nowadays, you know, paying $70 for a PS5 game, even digital, like it's still ridiculous, but parents are conditioned now to like, that's just the norm, right? Like, I'm just gonna go buy my kid like the newest, you know, PlayStation game on this PS Store or whatever. But like back then, video games were such a new thing that, you know, to spend the $50-$60 or whatever for an NES game was unheard of. It's just like, we never did this before. You've gone this far without having a video game. Why do you need one now? You know?
Yeah, and it's funny, you know, the funny thing is, you know, so NES games back in those days were just unbelievably hard. Not all of them, you know, not all of them, but a lot of them were just insanely hard. But it was, most of them were hard in such a way to where you just had to learn the game. You had to learn the patterns of the enemies, the patterns of the levels. It was just all about just practicing and just learning those patterns and getting those patterns down. And so one thing that I find interesting is the amazing popularity of games like Dark Souls. When Dark Souls came out, the original Dark Souls, it literally created a new genre of modern games.
Yeah.
And now there's so many games out there that follow the Dark Souls formula. And what Dark Souls did is it sort of went back to that old school gaming style of we're going to drop you in this game. We're not going to really tell you much about what to do or where to go. You're just going to have to figure shit out. And on top of that, this game's going to kick your ass. It's going to kick your ass over and over and over until you learn the patterns. And that's what Dark Souls is all about. In Dark Souls, the main thing in that game is you have to learn the enemy patterns. You have to learn the boss patterns. That's really what it all boils down to. And you have to learn the environments. Once you learn the enemy patterns, the boss patterns, and the environments, all of a sudden that game gets easier as you play, as you learn these patterns and get these patterns down. So it's interesting to me that in modern day gaming, we have modern day games that are similar to retro games in that aspect where they're just ungodly hard. They drop you in and you just have to figure that shit out. And these games are doing very well. The Dark Souls games sell amazingly well. Any game that comes out that's similar to Dark Souls typically does really well. So I don't know, man. I just think it's pretty cool.
I would definitely, real quick, I would love to ask kind of our audience, and like you can, you know, comment below or in the YouTube comments, like, so you go into a game that has like a very long tutorial or like a very kind of aggressive tutorial, like does that defer you from playing the rest of the game? Because to me, if the tutorial's too long, like I get bored of it, like someone holding my hand and I have to learn so much stuff of the game to even play the game. Like I eventually some games I don't even make it past the tutorial because my attention's already done. And what I like about the NES and some of these retro games is, like Eric said, you just drop right in and you just start playing, and you just you have to learn. Like game developers these days overcomplicate the gameplay to make it realistic. But I mean, I live life to be realistic, so I want to just play a game and have fun.
Yeah.
Jared, never play Red Dead Redemption 2, Jared, because
I play it. I love it.
Oh, you love it, really?
I play it online though.
Because I was going to say that game has a very realistic feel to it.
It's fun. It's fun. I do the online, just like get bounties with my friends and be cowboys.
Yeah, I remember we used to play that. I was going to say, Matt, you were talking about like you know, learning patterns and everything. Deathloop really seems like that's going to be how you play the game, is really just going through and just kind of dying and learning the enemy patterns and everything. So honestly, I think that game, I know you just picked it up, but honestly, I'm getting more sold on it because it feels kind of like how retro games are.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been getting amazing reviews. I'm very excited to dig into that game. It's going to be pretty cool. And actually, that kind of segues into a question for you guys. What games coming out in the future are you excited for, if any?
I mean, I can easily
go for it, Eric.
Answer that. This is probably Matt's too, and probably every single person in
I know what you're about to
say. You were about to say it, but no, Breath of the Wild too.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
That's probably on everyone's list in some capacity. I don't know when it's coming out. The trailer that they dropped just left me with more questions, but also excitement. So Breath of the Wild 2, as far as like short term goes, Jared was about to say it for me, but Metroid Dread. The fact that they're going back to a 2D game is awesome. And for me too, now that I have Metroid 1 for the NES and can enjoy where it all started from, makes it that much more meaningful. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait for those two.
And for Nintendo to like release that like a typical side-scrolling platform as like a big hit release for their like quarter, you know, Metroid's a big release for them, and to do that kind of throwback style of gameplay is like, it can be it's actually kind of risky. And did we lose me? Maybe. Oh no, I'm back. Okay, cool.
You're back.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, going with Eric, like the new Metroid game, something I'm excited about. And then, I mean, I don't have an Xbox, but I'm hoping to get one before the release. But Halo, the new Halo, I would love to play. I'm sure it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let's see. What do I want to throw out there? I mean, obviously Breath of the Wild 2, for sure. Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm kind of excited.
Oh, yeah, of course. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, because I mean, it's really the first open world Pokemon game that we've ever had, and it's going to be interesting to see how that game does, because it's a new evolution to the Pokemon formula, and I hope it does really well. Oh, real quick. Shout out to Ricardo. What's up, Ricardo?
What's up, Ricardo?
On the stream, my friend.
Yo, what's going? Thanks for coming over, man.
Yeah, Ricardo's a good dude. He pops up on the channel quite a bit. I appreciate the support, Ricardo. And obviously, just like you guys said, Metroid Dread. Very excited for that. I'm excited for, some people might roll their eyes at this, but I'm excited for Far Cry 6, man. I love the Far Cry series. I've always been a fan of the Far Cry series. I think they're really fun games. And yes, I know pretty much every Far Cry game plays exactly the same, but I love the gameplay style of those games, and I love exploring the world and stuff. So I'm excited for Far Cry 6.
It's been a long time coming for that game too. I feel like I've been seeing marketing and promotion for that game for like well before the pandemic at this point.
Yeah. What about 8-Bit Fellow just dropped this Elden Ring? Because I know, Matt, you and I have read George R.R. Martin a bit, and that game is getting some hype behind it because of the names backing it. So
yeah, and it's I mean, Elden Ring, it's going to be amazing. I mean, it's From Software. Everything they put out is amazing. But, I mean, it looks like it's basically going to be an open-world Dark Souls game, but with even better gameplay and combat mechanics. So I'm totally on board for it. It's going to be very interesting to see how From Software tackles an open-world game. You know, we'll have to see, because to my knowledge, I don't think From Software has ever done a true open-world game before. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think that they have. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Shout out to Arcade Chaos, Bark at the Moon. Thank you for joining the stream. Love the image, by the way. It's like Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man are getting ready to have some sex or something. Which what would that be like? How would Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man have sex? I mean, they're both circles. They're both, like, you know what I'm saying? How would that work?
I think it involves their mouths, man. That's Pac-Man's whole thing is
oh my god.
If you need a visual, you just kind of
okay. So they're just gonna go at it like that, like they're scissoring or something. Okay, this is getting a little dicey, everybody. Let's get back to the podcast. Let's see what other games am I excited for, dude. Some of the stuff that Bethesda has in the works, man.
Yeah, Bethesda.
The next Elder Scrolls game, dude. I
can't wait.
It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be just so unbelievable. But also Starfield, unless it gets delayed again, Starfield comes out next year, and that is a Bethesda-developed game that takes place in space. So I'm thinking it's going to be like Skyrim or Fallout in space. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to look up Pac-Man 6 on Google, and I will let you know how it works. You do that, Wolfellow. Make sure you do it in Google image search with safe search turned off and in incognito mode.
Yeah, incognito mode for sure on that one.
Yeah, and you report back and let us know how that goes in graphic detail.
I'm also for
Eric's
RPG.
trying to change the subject.
Yeah, just a little bit, but for RPGs, the Shin Megami Tensei, was it 6? I think is coming out for the Switch.
5.
Is it 5? Okay,
I think so. Yeah.
Is coming out for the Switch, and it's a Switch exclusive, if I remember correctly. And that's the believe it or not, Persona is the side hustle for Atlas right there. It's that series that's the main line series. So which is crazy because Persona is super popular right now. But yeah, I'm really excited for that game to come out. I got the I think it was 3 that they've remade on the Switch, so I picked that up. So I'm excited for the new one to release. My backlog is growing though, man. It's overwhelming at this point.
Dude, I don't even want to hear it. The entire GameCube library is in my backlog, okay? So let's not get into a backlog measuring contest because I will win.
I'll give this one to you, my friend.
Yeah. Jared, you got any more games you can think of coming out?
Oh man, I'm just nothing that pops up really. I'm just, I'm excited to kind of see what Nintendo puts together coming next year. And then also I want more PS5 exclusives. So I know you mentioned earlier there were a lot more, because I was even considering maybe selling my PS5 if they don't step it up. So
there's next year is really when Sony's gonna start finally getting the ball rolling. I think the pandemic really pushed things back quite a bit. I think that had a profound effect on game development because, prior to the pandemic, all these game developers, they worked together in an office. You know what I mean? And then because of the pandemic, they're all having to work from home separate from each other. And that's got to be extremely difficult. Yeah. I mean, I can't even imagine. So I know that's had an effect. But 2022 is, I'm going to call it now and say 2022 for both Sony and Microsoft, they're going to have a lot more exclusives coming. So I think, dude, I honestly think 2022 is going to be an epic year for gaming, because I think that's the year when a lot of these projects that have been delayed by the pandemic are going to start to come out from all of them.
Jared, they announced Knights of the Old Republic. The remake will be a PS5 exclusive. I was actually kind of upset about that because I'm leaning more towards getting the Xbox. So now I'm not sure what to do. But that's going to be a PS5 exclusive.
Ratchet and Clank is awesome. I own it, and I haven't beaten it, but I played it quite a bit. So that's definitely one of my favorite releases for the PS5. That and I'm loving the Ghost of Tsushima director's cut. That's a very kind of special game, and the graphics are insane.
Yeah, I really want to play the new Ratchet and Clank really, really badly, but I can't get behind $70 video games. I can't.
It's hard right now.
I can't do it, man. So I might have to wait until I can get it used. In like new condition or when the price drops. Unless it's a game that I just can't be without, I'm really going to try not to support $70 video games. That's just me. That's just me. I don't know, man. It's that extra $10, dude. It's just like, damn.
Right.
As we buy $100 retro video game.
Yeah, well, I mean, retro games, it's a little bit
that's more of an investment, though. If you're buying a $100 cart, you can assume that's going to go up in value, like even more. So,
8-Bit Fellow also threw out Bayonetta 3. I'm a little worried about Bayonetta 3. I'm a little worried about that game. I think there might be some trouble going on in the background with Bayonetta 3, but definitely excited for it. But I have to play the second one. I beat the first Bayonetta. I loved it. Such a fucking fun game. but I haven't played the second one yet. So I really need to play and beat the second one. But hey, rumor has it there's going to be a Nintendo Direct before the end of September. So probably next week there's going to be a Nintendo Direct, and maybe that's finally when we see Bayonetta 3. Maybe we'll just have to see. And Wolfellow said Ghost of Tsushima is great. So I bought the PS4 version of that game, had it shipped to him first so that he could play it. So I haven't actually played it yet. But once he moves in, I might get started on that in the near future and finally start playing Ghost of Tsushima. You know what sucks though? I bought the PS4 version of the game, and then the PS5 version came out.
Yeah.
Right after that.
Did they give you the upgrade?
I think you can pay a fee to upgrade, right?
Yeah, but it's still not the same. It's not the same.
Ooh, Persona 6, man.
That.
Nerdy over 30, man. You just we speak the same language over here. So
yeah. Arcade Chaos says he recently got Mortal Kombat 11 Gold bundle for $25. Very nice. Because it was $80 when it first came out for the Gold bundle. Yeah, dude, that's another thing about modern gaming that I hate, dude. That you've got a lot of these new games. You've got like the standard edition, and then you've got the gold edition, and you've got the platinum edition, and then you've got the freaking collector's edition, and there's just all these fucking different tiers of the game that you have to choose from. And I always just get the standard edition because I'm just like, look, I just want to play the game first. If I like it, I'll buy some of the extra content separately.
Right.
Yeah.
Modern gaming is weird sometimes, dude. It's weird, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just the Sonic Mania Plus game, man. Seriously, like, just to get 2 extra characters.
Right.
You know, you have to pay an arm and a leg to get it. So
yeah, exactly. So let's change gears for just a moment and hop off video games for just a minute, because I want Jared, if you don't mind, tell everybody your background with hip hop, man. Let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of a topic I haven't really, talked about too much regarding the channel, but I mean, hip hop is a really big influence, even in our videos. Whether it's like the music selection, some of the music we actually produce in house as a channel too, because myself and then our buddy Jordan and our buddy Destin, who are kind of like our like unofficial music supervisors of the channel, we all produce hip hop beats as well. So we have kind of an in-house production. But yeah, so I mean, I've been a hip hop artist, an actual hip hop artist since I was in high school. At a point where I was literally like touring the country with my group and playing shows all over, and actually making somewhat of a living off hip hop music in college. I started out doing audio engineering and having a studio in all my apartments. I've always had a recording studio, I feel like, for the last like 15 plus years. And that's kind of where I, learned about kind of recording and chopping up samples. And I'm applying it now to kind of video editing, which is one of the reasons why I picked it up so quickly. But it was a very fun experience. I do miss performing and being on a stage. But having said that, applying that creativity to something like YouTube and creating videos has been, if not more, rewarding. And then also it's something I can share with my brother too. He's not a hip hop artist, though he can make beats, but this is now something that we both can kind of bond over as well. And it's been a really good experience. And video games and toys and 90s has a lot of influence in hip hop music, and whether it's like anime, so a lot of the music and some of the shows we watch, kind of influence, creating music and references and lyrics and beats and samples. So
very cool, man. Very cool. And Eric, so you used to be a very popular porn star. So talk to the audience a little bit about your career as a porn star.
Well, it all started with me and a Nintendo GameCube, and it just kind of exploded from there. And here we are now. So check out my OnlyFans. So,
Yep. Yeah, his OnlyFans is called 2 Girls, 1 Cup of Nintendo.
Oh my god. That's the joke of the night right there.
Oh man. I'm gonna have to rebrand now. So and 8-bit fellow, to answer your question, the the music for the channel, we did not personally create. Our one of the songs our friend Destin made the beat for. Our buddy Destin, he actually did some music for R. Kelly.
I wouldn't say that too proudly.
He doesn't do. He's not like he wasn't there for all the peen and stuff like that. So, but I mean, still very accomplished. Something none of us could ever say.
Yeah.
I mean,
but we have a whole catalog of like in-house beats from like myself and Destin and some other producers that we're going to use to curate, different music in the channel. So that's just kind of another element of, I feel like our team, we're all versatile with a lot of different skill sets, whether it's like my sister-in-law with her graphic design and helping with editing, or Eric with filming. We kind of tackle it all. So it allows us to kind of, he said, how big is it? Oh, your Wii collection. but I'll answer that in a private chat, Riff. But yeah. So it's just another element of how we have control in the whole creative process, which allows us to truly kind of deliver the type of product to you guys that we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what an awesome product it is.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Pixel Game Squad asks, how big is it? And depending on what it is, this might be a very awkward question to answer.
It's the size of a power glove.
Yeah, why are you wearing your power glove right now?
Yeah, man.
Dude,
I'm just gonna go take that from you. Jared took this power glove from me. Riff just paid $2 for you to Jared, go get your Wii. You got to
pull your Wii out, man.
Dude, I'm gonna have to go another room.
Don't worry, Pixel Game Squad. I'll show you my Wii later.
Yeah.
We've got a private chat going. We'll get into it.
Show us. Oh man, I love Riff, man. He's seriously one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
Yep. Shout out to Beat Lab. I must they threw in a that's what she said.
Oh.
Not sure what it was in reference to, but it's probably like literally every 5 seconds.
I was gonna say, we've had a lot of commentary that could.
Yeah, there's a lot of that's what she said stuff flying around.
Getting some like Howard Stern vibes from the three of us.
Hey,
I'm not mad at that though.
Yeah.
Eric and I grew up listening to Howard Stern. Probably way too young, which is probably why we are the type of people we are today. But I mean, my dad would drive us to school when we were like in kindergarten listening to Howard Stern. And actually, speaking of Howard Stern, real quick, this is really important. I just like to take a quick moment of silence for Norm Macdonald. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite comedians, and he's been battling cancer the last like 8-9 years. And unfortunately, he did lose that battle a couple of days ago. He was in a movie I love. It's one of my favorites called Dirty Works with Marty Lane, who was on the Howard Stern show. Norm and Howard were best friends too. So definitely a quick moment of silence to Norm Macdonald, if that's okay.
Yep, let's do that starting now. Yeah, man, Norm Macdonald, dude. He was a legend. He was a legend.
Super funny SNL comedian. He made some really great movies. Like I said, if you have not seen Dirty Works, go watch Dirty Works.
He's in all the Adam Sandler movies as well. So
him and Adam were really close. I mean, that whole cast of SNL back in those 80s.
Happy Madison, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I even love the KFC commercials that he did.
The Sanders.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Norm Macdonald was awesome. There's not a single movie he's been in that I didn't like. Wasn't he in a movie with
Dave Chappelle?
David Spade? Wasn't he in a movie with David Spade?
Probably. I mean, they were kind of part of the same generation, I would say.
Wolf Fella is going to be able to answer any question we have regarding movies. So
hold up, I gotta look this up. It's going to bother me. So let me pull up Norm Macdonald's IMDb here. I'm pretty sure there was a pretty funny comedy movie that I used to like that he was in with with David Spade. Let me see.
Was he like the co-star in it, or was he just like?
I think he might have been the co-star. Yeah, I think so.
The first, when I think of David Spade, the first movie I think of is like was it Black Sheep with Chris Farley?
Yeah.
Then there's Joe Dirt. I bet I could see him being in Black Sheep, but not like as like a side character or something.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it always sucks whenever we, lose some of the great comedians or actors or actresses. Man, it's really going to suck for us, but in particular, because we've grown up with some of the best actors and actresses, and now they're old. I mean, like Clint Eastwood, for example.
Oh man, he's still making movies though. He's got a new movie coming out.
He's still directing movies, man. He's a beast. That man is a beast. Anthony Hopkins, man, he's getting up there in age, dude. So I mean, there's
what's the oh god, Devin's gonna hate me on this. He's the Superman villain, Gene
Hackman.
Say that again.
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, I saw a photo of him the other day, and I didn't even recognize him. He was that old, and I just couldn't believe it because I grew up watching a lot of his movies.
Yep, Jack Nicholson is also really old.
That's the name that popped in my head when you made that.
Yeah. Morgan Freeman's getting up there in age, but he's still in literally every movie that ever releases.
Yeah.
And to me, Morgan Freeman, though, it's his voice, man, and his voice, he's still got it. So.
He's got that voice, man. He's got that voice. He really does. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. And like, even a lot of the action stars that we grew up with are getting old, man. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris, Sylvester Stallone.
The new Rambo was awesome. The new Rambo was so good. By the way, highly recommend. I love that movie.
So, I did enjoy the new Rambo movie. I thought it was very entertaining. I didn't like it as much as the first and the fourth one, but what I really did like about the new Rambo movie, number one, it was dark. It was a really dark fucking movie.
Very quickly, too.
Yeah, but dude, number two, here's my favorite thing about the new Rambo movie. It was basically like Home Alone and Rambo together in a movie, because at the end of the movie he's setting up all these traps. It's a montage of these
guys. What he just said is the realest statement. It's literally the premise of Home Alone, just with the Mexican drug cartel and Rambo, because literally they come to his house to pretty much kill Rambo, and he expects all of this. He just sets up all these booby traps, but unlike Kevin setting traps that were like the guy's gonna fall on some ice and hit his head.
Yeah, dude.
He pulls out a machine gun, pops out of the walls, and just like kills like a cartel member.
I think the last Rambo movie I saw was where he had like the group of young mercenaries, and he was the boat.
He's still in Vietnam. So this one takes place after, because he goes home finally.
So there's one after that then.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was the latest Rambo movie. But, I don't know if you saw, Matt, Tony Jaa is going to be in the new Expendables movie.
I didn't, but I'm kind of shocked that they're making another Expendables movie.
Oh, they're going to keep cranking
Expendables is not expendable, apparently.
It's been a while, though. It's been a while since the last one. It's been a while. So I wanted to pop this comment up real quick. Could you guys imagine if Chris Farley never died, how funny he would have been in the grown-up movies? Oh, yeah, he would have been great.
Oh, my God.
But not only that, imagine how many amazingly hilarious Chris Farley movies we would have.
Yeah.
I feel like Chris Farley may be a little too vulgar for the grown-up movies, though. I mean, he was always pushing that line, like crossing that line, and what I loved about him. He was way more hardcore than some of the other SNL comedians.
Yeah.
But man, Chris Farley had so many good characters on SNL too, and it's definitely a shame. He doesn't even have to have dialogue. He literally just laughs, and his face is on camera,
dude. Everything he does is funny. Like he's just like
hilarious,
dude.
Natural.
It's like, man, he's just naturally funny. Like just everything he does, man. Like man, it sucks, dude.
That guy in the little coat.
That guy in the little coat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. And Black Sheep, dude. I used to love Black Sheep, man.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
And It's just it's a shame because he was such a unique talent.
Yes.
And there will never be anyone like him ever again, because he was just what he did, no one else could fill those shoes. So
I appreciate Adam Sandler. He hosted SNL not recently, but maybe within the last year or so, and he did a nice tribute to Chris Farley that was very touching.
Nice.
Yeah,
very, very touching. He actually teared up.
He played acoustic guitar, if I remember, and did a song.
It was amazing. So
yeah, it seems like some of the most talented people in the entertainment industry are the ones that end up dying young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jimi Hendrix, for example. I mean, there's just so many.
Club 27,
Yep. Also,
Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, Janis Joplin,
Bruce Lee, his son as well, who was in the Crow. I mean, the first Crow movie is incredible, and he literally got shot during filming and died from that.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Heath Ledger.
There's just so many, man. It sucks, but I guess it's just life.
On a lighter note.
Yeah. What do we got on a lighter note?
Yeah.
Fat guy in a little coat.
Chris would want us to laugh, so,
Yes, absolutely. Dude, how awesome is Beverly Hills Ninja?
I got that on VHS. I try to get all the Chris Farley, even cameo on VHS. So
even, dude, Airheads. Like, I know Airheads was kind of a different movie, but dude, that's a hidden gem. I feel like nobody
Airheads is a hidden gem.
Yeah. You seen Airheads, Eric?
I think you have, Eric.
Steve Buscemi, Brandon Fraser, Chris Farley.
Steve Buscemi's another.
Isn't Adam Sandler in Airheads?
Oh yeah, I've seen it because Brendan Fraser had long hair in it.
Yeah. I want to, dude. Wasn't Adam Sandler in Airheads, or am I wrong?
No, he is. It's he's the third guy.
Okay.
Jonathan's gonna eventually challenge us to trivia. Movie wise, we would have to bring Devin in because they got the nerdy for over 30 crews got some you guys got the movie.
Dude, challenge accepted.
Yeah, let's make that happen. I like the sound of that.
The Late Show, baby. I got my Shaq jersey on. You already know. You already know what time it is.
Dude, The Last Dragon, by the way, is a phenomenal movie, man.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Dude, it's was it like 80s, 90s? It might have even been the 70s, dude. I can't remember the time frame, but it's a kung fu type movie, man. But it's definitely like 80s vibes. What was the guy who's the photo's name? It was like a Shogun. Oh man, someone posted in the comments. I'm losing. I can't forget his name, but dude, it's an amazing kung fu movie. There's a little bit of kind of like supernatural in it. Like it's not just like everyone knows kung fu. There's a little like mystical element to it, but it's very like 80s vibe. Dude, nice. It's great. You would love it, Matt. You would love it.
I have no doubt, man. Shout out to The Last Dragon. Thank you for joining the stream. And by the way, everybody watching the stream, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. Helps out a lot. Really appreciate it. And also, anybody that missed the announcement earlier, I'm going to restate the announcement, and that is that Eric and Jared are going to be co-hosts on the RetroWolf Podcast going forward. So you guys are going to see a lot more Eric and Jared, whether we have a solo episode or whether we have a guest on. And I've got some really awesome guests lined up, everybody. I don't want to spoil it, but I've got a lot of really amazing guests lined up, some big YouTubers, and even people outside of YouTube. So you're going to want to stay tuned for some of the awesome guests that we have coming up.
Yeah. I'm excited for the Donald Trump episode. So that's
that one's going to be interesting, and I want us to ask him the hard questions.
Sure enough.
Yeah, we gotta put that man on the we gotta really just lay it on him, and he'll probably throw his toupee at us if he gets mad or whatever. Hey, shout out to Heather B 727.
What's up, Heather?
She says, yay, Eric and Jared. And then Wolfellow immediately says, ew, gross, Heather, leave. Oh God, leave it to Sneaky D to mess with Heather immediately with
Oh,
no hesitation.
that's the Heather. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Heather, the one that you
Yeah.
guys got to meet. So yeah, so tell me this, guys. Did you have a good time when you came down to Tennessee to hang out?
Oh my God, man. I wish I could go back, man. That I can't remember. Did we take Monday off or did we go back to work on Monday?
No, it was Labor Day. Was Monday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Labor
Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that Tuesday, man, I went into
Mm.
work and I was like, "Oh my God, this
Mhm.
is miserable right
Me too,
now.
man.
Like do not want to be here right now. I would rather be hanging out with you guys, man. I had so much
Mhm.
fun. Tennessee, if you've never been and you're in the States, it is a beautiful state. You're going to do a lot of driving, but it's a beautiful drive. It's not
Mhm.
boring like Ohio where it's just plains and
Mhm.
flatland. And man, it is absolutely gorgeous, but there's some stuff down there that is awesome. And the food is great.
It was excellent
Yeah.
food. Yeah, and just to kind of recap for those who don't know, Labor Day weekend, Eric and I and my fiance and his wife Hannah all drove to Tennessee, Chattanooga area to go hang out with RetroWolf and do some hunting. We actually ended up filming 3 videos or 3 episodes while we were down there, and we met up with Retro Beard as well and did an episode and did a lot of hunting, went to flea markets and game stores and antique malls and a little bit of everything and ate a bunch of good barbecue. So be on the lookout for those 3 Tennessee episodes coming out the next few weeks. You did not lose me. My camera may have I'm back. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but it's okay. So yeah, once again, RetroWolf and Heather, and thank you so much for your hospitality. We truly just had a wonderful time. You guys have a beautiful furry family of animals.
Yeah, shout out to Maynard the cat. Probably
Maynard, actually,
way better than my cat.
Nah, Maynard and I didn't get along right off the grip. He hates me. But shout out to Lincoln Zelda though. Zelda's my girl all day, every day. So
you just don't know how to handle long hair cats, my friend.
Yeah, your cat.
What you should have said. What you should have said is you don't know how to handle long-haired pussies.
I was going to, but I knew you were gonna. I was like, I'm gonna let Matt have this one. So.
Oh man, I just thought of
I'm gonna go back to playing with my Wii.
Yeah, what? Save these jokes for when Rip's in the chat, because Rip was like banking that this is how it's gonna go down the whole time.
I just thought of a funny story, but I don't know if I should tell it.
Don't.
Yeah,
this is off camera.
We'll save this for
guys,
Marco Polo.
This is actually gonna be on the Patreon. We'll throw it up on Patreon and do like an off-camera episode where we tell these jokes.
No, seriously. Whenever we stop live, I'm gonna tell you guys this story real quick before we end the night. It's disgusting as fuck, but it's
God.
Oh God, I'm not even gonna say what it involves. I'm not even gonna throw it out there. Anyways, Arcade Chaos says, my mind is still blown by Pac-Man having sex. He's been my favorite since I was a little kid, and you just blew it. Speaking of, Wolfellow, did you ever look it up? Did you ever Google it? If you did,
no.
you need to give us the details.
We at least need a little bit of description of how Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man would have sex. Because, I mean, Pac-Man Jr. had to pop out somehow. I'm just figuring out where. What up, Gabo?
Heather just called it out. So the story I'm going to tell you guys off stream.
Gabo's a total.
I was like, you should invite Gabo to this when you do. Send Gabo.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you guys the story about seaweed.
Okay.
Oh no, man.
God, dude, oh God, I want to tell it now so bad, but I'm not going to.
Hey, shout out to Gabo, man.
Gabo!
Seriously, we met Gabo at Siege, and Gabo blessed both Jared and I as like the Super Mario twins. He called Jared Mario and me Luigi, which is great because Luigi's my favorite. So shout out to Gabo, man. He was one of the big reasons why we left Siege, and we're like, hey, we need to get this thing going. So
100%, man. Gabo the Giver is literally the greatest soul, man. He's just got such a big heart, and
I mean, he's
Yeah,
living
100%.
He's living up to that right now because he just donated $10.
That's
So
very,
thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you, Gabo. And like,
Yeah.
you have such a big heart. You're such a huge personality, man. And like, people just gravitate towards you. You're a star, dude. And I really mean that. Gabo the Giver is a rock star.
And real fast, I need to clear something up. Gabo. Okay. So I want you to tell us, if you're still watching, I want you to tell us right now, how do you pronounce it? Is it Gabo or Gabo? Because I think it's Gabo. They say Gabo.
It's Gabo.
But
Gabo.
I think it's Gabo. So tell us, is it Gabo number one? Let's say, okay, Gabo is number one. Gabo is number two. So if it's Gabo, put a number one in. If it's Gabo, put a number two in. Let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. Let's settle this once and for all to see. Pick the phone.
Gabo's good. So why? I will say this. I'll challenge everyone.
Now, also guess which do I have to go right now? Number one or number two?
I'm going to say probably number two.
I'm going to say both.
Yep.
It's a little combo.
Wait. Hold on. Gabo's calling. He's calling. Let me put him on speakerphone. Hey,
what's up?
What's up, brother?
Happiness.
What's up, Mario Bros? Hey, I have to be quick, but I don't know, man. Whatever you want, you can say Gabby, Gabo, Gabones, whatever you like.
Gabo. Notice he said Gabo though the whole time.
It is what it is. That's a good answer, man.
Yeah, but if you ask me, I will say Gabo.
Gabo.
I like it. Why did you say it really erotically?
Because it's almost night time. So it's Kansas City all over again.
Oh no! Oh, we can't talk about Kansas City. We can't talk about that.
Yeah, only good things.
Yeah. Good things happen in Kansas City.
Love those
we'll
Chiefs.
just leave it at that.
Yeah. All right, brother. I'm running. So yeah.
All right, man.
We love you, Gabo.
Yeah, man.
See ya, guys. See ya, my brothers, Mario Bros. And Retro.
Later, brother.
See ya, guys. Enjoy. Bye.
Nice.
Sweet.
Very nice. That's the highlight of the evening right there.
Yes.
Hell yeah. And Wolfellow says, and this is in regards to the seaweed, it's the most disgusting story I have ever heard.
Oh no.
And Gabo, if you're still watching, dude, you're 100% going to be on the podcast, man. Definitely. I got to talk to you about it some more, but definitely we want to have you on, man, for sure. So you'll hear from me in the very near future about that, my friend. So can't wait for that.
I'll say this about Gabo, and I'll challenge everyone to be more like Gabo. He's Jared touched on it, like his generosity and kindness. Like before, he picks up something or sees something in the wild, instead of thinking like, oh, I could flip this and stuff like that. He first thinks like, is there any friends out there that, need this or looking for this? And if so, he'll buy it and just gift it, to you, man. And, I hope more people can kind of follow in his footsteps, because that's how you build this community up, is by helping each other out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. No doubt that, and that's why he's Gabo the Giver.
Yep.
So there we go. So yeah, that was cool of him to call. That was really cool to have him just have this quick little guest spot on the podcast. So hell yeah. So guys, anything else you want to say about the YouTube channel? Because we do have some new people in the stream. So if you want to give it another plug from a different angle real fast, go for it.
I mean, the only thing I can say is, Jared and I, we grew up, we're twin brothers, for those just tuning in. We grew up together gaming. And then for a long period of time in our adult lives, Jared and I kind of grew apart. I've always been kind of the nerd in the family, but Jared got more in tune with music and following that. And gaming brought Jared and I together again. So if you want us to kind of go through and relive our childhoods and kind of reminisce on Jared and I playing games together as kids and growing up in the 90s, check out our channel because we share a lot of stories, of a lot of embarrassing ones too. Next Friday's video where we do a game room tour in Matt's game room, the one where he's in right now. We actually are in there going through and reminiscing about some games we used to play when we were kids. I share some very embarrassing stories, and you could probably tie it back into that number 1 or 2 discussion.
And trust me, guys, I definitely left it in the footage. I did not edit it out.
100%.
And just to go back with what Eric said, our channel is definitely unique in the sense you're watching 2 twin brothers who literally grew up together playing these video games and collecting these toys, kind of bond and kind of define their relationship over this nostalgic memories from their childhood. And on top of that, like, we're like a family operation, which I think is unique with our channel. Like, our best friends from literally middle school, elementary school help make beats. They're in episodes. My sister-in-law, Eric's wife, helps edit the videos. She's our graphic designer. I edit the videos. My fiance helps film, and she's in the videos, and she helps Eric film. Like, Eric does a lot of the filming. So we're truly like a whole family operation from literally like either like people we grew up with our whole entire lives, or like, people that we're marrying or married to. So, and then me and Eric being brothers. So it's a special channel. And I think anyone who has that similar relationship with a family member or a best friend can definitely resonate.
So, and plus RetroWolf's in a few videos too. So
he's actually in quite a few. You're like the unofficial member for real, Matt, because like you're also
he's when you see
thank you, 8-Bit Fellow. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, seriously, man. Thank you so much. He's 8-Bit Fellow's been such a huge supporter of the channel, and him and I talk daily on Instagram. So he's been a good friend. I still need to get a Power Glove. If you don't know, 8-Bit Fellow does the hashtag Power Glove Tuesdays.
I'm gonna hop on that, by the way. I'll start next Tuesday. I'll be on it.
Hannah's working on mine that I took, but it's where you take like kind of more casual, like day-to-day photos with your Power Glove. Like, I'm mowing the lawn, or in Matt's case, I'm beating my Wii with power. So, but yeah, man, this whole thing, we're kind of all of our friends from our childhood are a part of this, our family is a part of this, and we're just building this community, man. And we went into this whole channel thing with the goal that we just want to meet people and just be a part of a community and help it grow. And that's been great because we've met Matt, and Matt is one of the closest friends that I have right now. So and if it weren't for YouTube and video games, we wouldn't have this connection. So I'm
also
super thankful.
We're based in Columbus, Ohio. So if for anyone that was wondering, like, we're in Columbus, Ohio. It's a decent sized Midwest city. We have a really great like art and music scene, and a lot of really awesome video game stores and kind of mom and pop retro stores. So part of our channel is really kind of putting them on some type of light and pedestal as well, and showing off kind of the great community we have here that we're trying to just put on a bigger level through YouTube. So,
yeah. And another thing I forgot to mention earlier is I really love the vibe of your videos. It's kind of, I'm trying to figure out how to explain the vibe. It's kind of it's almost like a really kind of laid back vibe. Almost relaxing. Like, your videos are almost relaxing. Maybe it's the beats that you use in the background.
100%.
Maybe that's what's giving me that vibe.
We're very selective with the music we kind of choose, because a lot of us are musicians and artists, and we like, our first passions were music. So that's really important to me. And I told Eric from the very beginning, it's like, we got to be selective with the music we either create or the music we kind of license. Like, we need to be selective with what we choose, because music supervision is really important to help kind of create the emotion of the story that we're conveying through episodes.
If you honestly, man, if for anyone who hasn't seen our videos and is curious about the music, we're very influenced by lo-fi hip hop. If you watch anime at all, Samurai Champloo is such a big influence music wise. Yeah, Nujabuz.
Jay Dilla.
Yeah. So yeah, Matt, if you haven't seen Samurai Champloo, I highly recommend the anime. It is incredible. The English voice actor of Spike and Cowboy Bebop does the main character Mugen, but it's set in like a feudal Japan about two samurais.
The Edo period, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dude, the animation is incredible, but the whole soundtrack is all like chill jazz hip hop beats and like really cool fighting animation.
The fighting animation's very like breakdancer hip hop oriented too. So some of their moves with the swords and stuff, it's like they're breakdancing. It's super awesome, super cool.
Nice. That sounds pretty cool. One anime that I always like to recommend to people. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. Afro Samurai.
Oh yeah,
it's you would love Samurai Champloo.
Yeah. RZA actually did the soundtrack to Afro Samurai.
Oh, really?
Shout out RZA of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Nice.
And Matt, to clarify, RZA is not a YouTuber.
Yeah, RZA's not a YouTuber.
My name's Eric, and I think I'm funny.
Dude, my favorite part about Persona franchise is the soundtrack music. Like, yeah, you got it, Jonathan, right off the bat, man. It's fire, bro.
That's what I hear. I've never heard it.
The soundtrack's incredible,
Dude, I used to play Persona 5 and just put it on and sleep to it because the soundtrack was so relaxing. It's like very chill hip hop beats, like very relaxing.
Damn, Eric, the way you're talking, you probably did something else while you were listening to it also.
Well, that also helps me sleep, so.
Well, hey.
Oh, Eric, I've got a shirt idea for you. Okay. All right.
Please don't say it's 2 girls and 1 cup of Nintendo.
Okay, bear with me here. All right. So you hire an artist to do a cartoon version of you. Okay. Then have them do 2 different cartoon versions of Hannah, 2 different types of Hannah, like 2 different caricatures of her. And you're in the picture, you're standing there in a giant coffee mug, and the 2 Hannahs are on each side of the coffee mug. One's holding the handle and one is just kind of leaning over the edge of the cup. And then at the top of it, it says 2 girls, 1 cup of Nintendo.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Matt. I don't think Hannah will ever let anyone draw her because she'll want to depict herself in a very flattering fashion. So she'll probably be the one to do it. So.
Make it happen, Hannah. If you're watching this, or if you will watch this, make it happen. We need this shirt.
She's watching this tomorrow, but she's in the other room. She can definitely hear me right now. So the best part is she doesn't have the full context because she can't hear you guys. So she's like, "What is Eric talking about?"
What's he signing me up for right now?
Oh, and in the cup, you're standing in some really brown coffee.
I actually do love this idea.
The brownest of coffee.
Hey, I like a dark roast. So.
Yeah. So there you go, man. 2 girls, 1 cup of Nintendo. We need to make it happen.
Let's go.
And
hey, 8-Bit Fellow is a graphic designer too. So
hey, okay. So let's get some collaborations together.
Yeah.
And I don't think you got to worry about being sued or copyright infringement or anything like that.
We're just keeping the legacy going.
Yeah.
We're just keeping it alive.
Yeah, you're not just keeping it alive. You're making it better by a long shot. All right, guys, is there anything else that you want to say before we start? Wait, hold on. Waves and Games just popped into the chat. Well, I just walked into something. 2 girls, 1 cup of Nintendo.
2 hours later, and then you walk in, and this is what we're talking about. So you can only imagine what you missed prior.
Yeah.
I promise we've talked about video games and actually relevant things.
Yeah. Don't worry, Peter. This podcast will stay on the channel, so you can go back and listen to it. And you'll get better context. But shout out to Peter from Waves and Games. I'm actually going to get to meet this gentleman for the first time tomorrow because he's also going to Mo GameCon. We're going to be hanging out.
Enjoy.
Yeah,
he's going to be hanging
you
out
guys
with all
both
of us.
travel safely, man, and have a great time too.
Oh,
so.
yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm going to film footage, so I may end up getting a video out of the weekend. Maybe we'll just see how it goes. I'm going to try.
Always film. Always film.
I'm actually going to film exclusively with my DJI Osmo Action too. So
Love
we'll see
it.
how that goes.
Great camera.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. And then 8-Bit Fellow with the new hashtag alert, hashtag 2 girls, 1 cup of Nintendo Friday. That's a great hashtag. You got to make it happen, man.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
I don't even know what to post for that. So,
hey,
some brown water.
Hey, I can give you some ideas, man. Well, let's talk later. I'll give you some ideas. All right, gentlemen. Is there anything else that you want to say before we close out the podcast?
I know for me, I just want to say thank you, Matt, for giving us this opportunity. I know both Jared and I are really excited to be a part of this podcast, be a part of the show. But most importantly, your friendship, man. Like I said, when we got into the YouTube thing, our goal going into us, we want to make friendships with people. But what I didn't know is that we leave with brothers. So, man, seriously, it means so much. And for anyone out there, like thinking about getting into the retro gaming community or whatever, it really is a family. And, don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate. It's that Tennessee still in me right here.
It's in that water, bro.
Yeah, it's in that brown dookie water. Don't procrastinate like Jared and I did. We waited on this for an entire year, and we went to Southeast Game Exchange, and finally we're like, we need to hit the ground running. And so, pick up your camera, pick up your phone, and just start filming, man. That's my advice to you. So, but Matt, thank you guys so much. You, Wolf Fellow, seriously, man, so excited for the opportunity.
Yeah, Matt, peace out, NES Addict. You the man, Jay. It's going with what Eric said. Thank you so much, Matt, for kind of, inviting us to be part of your platform. And I just think this chemistry makes so much sense. Like Eric said, I feel like we just known each other for a a lifetime already. So plus, now we get to like talk more and collab and hang out at least virtually. So I'm just really excited to see kind of what comes from the hosting this podcast, and also everybody kind of watching right now, and RetroWolf's followers, like we're excited to kind of get to know you guys too, and answer questions and be part of your lives as well. So thank you so much, everyone who tuned in too. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah. And I'm glad that you said one thing earlier I want to touch on real fast. That's another reason why I wanted you guys as co-hosts, because our chemistry together is just so good. I mean, it's just, even just doing this podcast, I think it's evident that our chemistry together is great.
It's dangerous too.
Yeah, but you know what? We're listen, guys. We're never gonna say something that's gonna get us canceled. Okay.
Yeah.
We might make some offensive jokes here and there, but nothing offensive that's gonna get us canceled. And if anybody wants to try, they're gonna fail.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say that.
Jay right now is trying to leave, and we're
like, can you speed up the emotional bullshit right now? I gotta get going.
Yeah, we're almost over, everybody. We're almost done.
It's like when you go to your grandparents' house and you're trying to walk out the door. The door is open, but they're still going.
Grandma's just giving you more cookies.
Yep. Heather says you guys mesh well doing this. Thank you, Heather. Really appreciate that. And 8-Bit Fellow says looking forward to more podcasts from
2022, baby. Let's go.
Thank you. Yes. So with that, we've reached the end of today's episode of the RetroWolf Podcast. I want to say a huge shout out and thank you to Eric and Jared. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel Retro Gaming Pandemic, which will be in the description. If it's not already, I will throw it in there as soon as we're done. Also check out their social media. So you got at Cup of Nintendo on Instagram, at Retro Gaming Pandemic on Instagram, and then you've also got at Retro Pandemic on Twitter. If you want to connect that way as well.
I was gonna say just to plug one more time. We do have episode 7, a new episode dropping tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's based off the Columbus Toy Show. It's really a fun episode, so tune in. You guys are gonna see an amazing convention. So, Yeah, Eric gets a lot of really cool Barbie dolls that he used to play with when he was a little kid. So
yeah, I'll be posting them on tomorrow's hashtag 2 girls, 1 cup of Nintendo.
Oh,
There you
God.
go. There you go. So yeah, tune into their new video tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern on the Retro Gaming Pandemic YouTube channel. Guys, again, thank you for joining today's episode. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the future of the podcast with you two as co-hosts. It's going to be amazing. And with that, we are finally going to end tonight's episode.
Oh, we got the NES Addict invite, Eric. It's official now. We
Yes.
got it.
It's going to happen. Next year at Siege, we're all going to be in there for sure. We're going to be in that tiny game room. We're going to get real close together, get cuddled up.
Real sweaty.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right, everybody. I hope everybody watching has a fantastic rest of the evening and a fantastic weekend. You guys stay safe out there and have a great weekend. I'm going to have a great weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. You might see a video out of it. We'll have to wait and see.
Turkey legs.
Until next time, everybody, keep playing games and having a good time. We'll catch you all in the next one. Later.
See you guys.